Hello everyone, we're River System and today we'll be playing more Kerbal Space Program. Now, last time where we left off, we had just landed some crew on the moon, so that's exciting. But we also forgot some details like actually getting a contract fulfilled for lunar orbit, which we definitely achieved, but we didn't wait the time and everything. So we'll just this time basically go in and land again on the moon and get it acknowledged by the game. That helps. And then yes. So one of the things we did in the meantime, we added a rover. So we're gonna try and send a rover to the moon and get a contract on there if we can. And I just realized I forgot to put on the laptop for stream chat. But good thing we're still on the loading screen anyway and have a minute. Okay. But of course we stored all the things on the laptop again. So I first have to dig it out again. Oh my god. And the next thing apart from the lunar stuff will be interplanetary missions. So we're gonna slap on a probe on our new N1 rocket because then we can pretty much go anywhere we want, pretty much. So we're gonna make use of that. Before we do that, we will still make sure that we got all the possible science experiments we can have. So we're still gonna have to do, I think, one more research center upgrade or something to unlock even more science experiments. And then we can send probes to other planets and other bodies and do all the science. All of it. So that's pretty much the plan for today. Do a lunar mission, get the contracts done, send a rover to the moon, and then look into interplanetary stuff. And we'll see just how far we get with all these goals. Now the game should be just about loaded up. And there we go. Hello, intro music. All right. So we didn't do a lot of preparation in between. Generally, so the last 2 weeks we didn't get around to streaming. One time we just were seeing friends, so didn't have time. And then we were just really out of it, really dissociated. But maybe we can go back into a weekly schedule. Maybe. We'll see. There we go. Yeah, so we were trying to prepare a bunch of stuff, but then this course correction for the Jupiter mission came up. Just Jupiter flyby, I think, and we didn't want to do that off stream, so here we are. Let's make sure the probe aimed for Jupiter actually hits Jupiter. Or well, the plan is not to actually hit Jupiter, but to fly by it pretty close. All right. There's our probe. Now, where are we? Oh, it's been a hot minute. Okay. Plotting frame, yes. Jupiter. Now, let's see. Ah, yes, so that's our current trajectory. And then we definitely want to get a lot closer. Let's see, where's our flight plan? Okay, so we have 2 days, 20 hours for the maneuver. Hey, Morningstar! Welcome, welcome. So let's time warp. 3 days. I should probably set an alarm for the actual maneuver node so we can't time warp past it. We already were afraid we missed it because with the high time warp setting we blew past the first alarm we set by 3 hours, but luckily we included a couple days of margin exactly for cases like this. Okay, so now we're 1 minute out. Now we can start to properly align. And let's see, what's our delta V budget right now anyway? Okay, so we have 1.37 kilometer per second, and this one will take 370 meters. Honestly, with a bit of luck, we might even be able to do a capture and go into an orbit. That wasn't in the mission planning, but since we're gonna go really low in our approach, we can really make use of the Oberth effect, and then a kilometer per second extra delta V could easily give us the delta V we need to capture into an orbit. Which I guess we're gonna find out pretty soon. Or soonish. How long until we actually get to Jupiter? Okay, it's another in-game year. Okay, it's gonna be a while. That's interplanetary missions for you. Flight time measured in years. And there. Orbit getting closer and closer. Let's see. Should check again the atmosphere height. Okay, our planning was 2.3 thousand kilometers. So let's make it roughly that. 2010, and I don't see anything. Let's remove the flight planning. Okay, we're at 4,500. Last bit with RCS. There, 2.3. I was gonna say Jupiter looks weird, but it was just a view from the north. Okay. Then I think this is... Yes, we have RTGs on board, so we don't have to worry about orientation toward the sun in any way. Also, let's make sure our science experiments are all already running, but it looks like they are. They won't really be able to do much here while in orbit around the sun. Any of our previous interplanetary probes will have already gathered pretty much all the science they can. Oh, that's funny. I think for the orbital perturbation we have to be in a like pretty high inclination. And so if we ever want to do that science around the sun, we need to put something in a high inclination orbit around the sun. Which, that's not really something you need to do ever. Like, if there's some asteroid coming in a funky orbit that you want to intercept, then it's something you might do. But otherwise, to reach any of the planets or moons, you just don't. And now, I kind of want to know, can we capture into an orbit now? Okay, it's 374 days. Oh, the user interface got changed here. Interesting. Yeah, let's move that to the closest approach. And then we give her kilometer per second. And oh wait, that was minus. That looks like an orbit to me. Yes, perfect. So we're gonna be able to get into an orbit around Jupiter, which is awesome. And we're even somewhat on an intersect path to Callisto's orbit there. We could probably try and make something work there, but it would be like ages of tweaking. So let's not go down that road. Like, we're talking potentially half an hour, like just tweaking orbits, like the planning. Okay, let's set up alarm for 370 days. It's going to be 4 days in advance of the actual closest approach. That's Jupiter periapsis in 4 days. Alright, then let's... I think it's time to do another crewed lunar mission then. As in crewed lunar landing. With rovers. Well, one rover, not plural. Man, it's gonna be very silly. Basically, we're calling it buggy physics that make it basically impossible to do what we want to do cleanly with like letting the rover exit the spacecraft that lands. So we're just gonna leave it being silly, and you'll, in just a moment, you'll see, or well, might take us 20-30 minutes to actually land on the moon with everything involved, but pretty soon you'll be able to see what kind of rover we came up with. It's gonna be so silly. Okay, 3 days, then crew training is complete, and I think the rocket, there we go, crew training is complete, crew is ready, and the rocket is ready as well. That means we can now get ourselves a launch window, and then we can launch for the moon. With a lot less preamble this time compared to last time. I mean, this should be becoming relatively routine, apart from the fact of how silly the landing stages are. There's a limit to how routine that can get. Okay, moon is here. Okay, so we want to wait like a couple days. Oh, that was a lot of time warp. So we want it to be like around here, like a little bit more, and then let's let the Earth rotate, and this is very roughly our launch window. In the last couple hours, we can wait on the launch pad. Okay, it's launch day. Hopefully we didn't miss anything. We also did a number of changes to the rocket to fit the rover, including change the ladders. We did do one test and the ladders still seem to work. So hopefully that's all fine. If not, and we exit with astronauts and they can't get back, that would be a very embarrassing way to lose our first astronaut. Alright. Ooh, and this time we'll launch during daylight. So far, our lunar launches have all been at nighttime. And yep, that's the lineup that we've been planning. Everyone gets an EVA pack, because why not? And launch. Now we need to remember all the quirks of this rocket. Something I just remembered luckily was that on the transfer to the moon, we need to put all the fuel of the rocket stage between the sun and the astronauts to protect them from solar radiation. Otherwise, in a solar flare, the astronauts might actually die, which... Pro tip, don't let your people die. And the landing obviously will be very silly again. Apart from unlocking more science experiments, I guess our next goal for technology... Ooh, wow, that's bright. So we did put another rover here again to illuminate the launch pad, and as you can see, it is a very bright light. Like, this is day and it's still like blindingly bright. I might actually go and tune it down a little. Jeez. Intensity. Damn, okay. Can put that all the way down. It's kind of funny that the one time like we have a working like spotlight rover near the launch pad, then we have a day launch and we don't get a cool night launch with the illumination. That sucks. Okay, let's do a quick staging check. Let's escape towers. Although it's getting to the point where it's the staging is so complicated that just validating it is not trivial anymore. Also, our landing gear is deployed. For some reason, it starting out deployed. Okay. Well, let's do another resource check. That looks good. Life support full. Alright. Then... Oh, right. We still need to warp forward a couple hours. Maybe we'll still get nighttime. We'll see. MacChap. There we go. Alright, ascent guidance is here. Now we set the moon as target. Then there, 1 hour 13 minutes. I mean, we knew there'd be a little bit of time left, but that was good time eyeballing. So let's time warp that. 10 minutes, and there we go. 47 seconds left. Okay. Now let's check all our launch parameters. Orbit inclination, current, 180 by 180 orbit. I gotta double check the booster pitch rate. Launch profile. 10 meters, 0.45. Yep. That's fine. Stop at stage 14. I guess that's the end of the second stage, which will actually bring us into orbit. Okay. Yep, looks good. Engage. And let's go. Oh, that roar. Always love it when I think it's like 42 engines we have igniting at the same time. And off we go. Off of the launch pad. You can count the frames per second. That's great. Alright, let's get some time warp in here. And let's keep an eye out for engine failures. Although we have literally too many engines to view all at the same time. That's how you know you have a good rocket. Too many engines to keep an eye on all of them. I think at this point they should also be max data, especially the NK-33s in the first stage. Yeah, 10,000 data units. So they're pretty damn reliable at this point anyway. NK-43s, okay, they have 6,000. That's definitely pretty good. Ooh, our RD-58Ms actually are not full data. So we're using like not max reliability engines on... I think it's just the lander stage though. And the lander stage is less critical than the ascent stage anyway. So that's fine actually. Although we did not plan that. That's just how it happened. Alright. Everything looking good, and so far, no engine failure, as far as I'm seeing here. Yep. Not gonna lie, it was pretty cool, like, losing several engines each flight. .4 kilometers per second. 1.6. Definitely. Yep, we're at 3.5 Gs right now. And we're coming up on first stage separation. Let's get rid of the time warp. And let's watch it happen. It's gonna be a lot of things happening at once again. There, launch escape tower jettisoned, haulage motors, and we have new ignition. And there they go, roaring to life. Looks like all the engines ignited as well. Perfect. Always such gorgeous views. And our classic triangle engine arrangement. Okay. Let's give her some time warp again. Right now, MechChap actually estimates we're gonna need a puff of the third stage to reach orbit. Although it is continuously decreasing. As in the amount of delta V the next stage would still need to burn for is decreasing. So far we always managed to get into orbit with just the first two stages. And that's with engine failures, which will reduce the effectiveness, the efficiency overall. Alright, 2 more in-game minutes and then we will be in orbit. Starting to feel the cheese. 2 cheese acceleration right now. And 1 minute and 2.2 kilometers per second left. And MacChip also says that we'll be able to get into orbit with the stage now, which is good. And we'll have like 30 meters per second left over. I mean, that's still kind of close, but possibly the largest amount of delta we're gonna have left over of any launch so far. It is pretty nice seeing how amazingly optimized it is. Yep, 24 meters per second left over. That is absolutely perfect. Okay. Thrust is cut. Let's get rid of that stage. Activate the next engine for Principia planning. And... right, we should cycle the fuel cells to make sure they're active. Oh. Oh god, okay, I forgot which action group the fuel cells are on. Guess I'm gonna do it manually. And the third one... I really wish I knew what this bug is exactly and how to fix it. Okay, but all our fuel cells are now up and running. So we're gonna have power. Now... let's get our flight plan going. Add a maneuver. We're gonna want it to be like here. Whoop. Somewhere like here. And right, planning length. I think I have to say I prefer the old user interface of Principia. Okay, we already have a pretty good encounter with the moon just from eyeballing. That's good. Let's get into immune view. Oh yeah, how's that for eyeballing? Damn. Oh, we forgot to accept the contract. Hang on. Can we accept the contract from here? Ah, classic, classic. Lunar rover. Now it might not... we'll see if the contract will still work. It might not here, launch a new vessel. It might not work now that we accept it during the flight. That'll suck. But we can force complete it with cheats. That's also works, I guess. Okay, now we should see. Now that we have it accepted, we don't see the rover landing sites. Well, that's a problem. I mean, we do kind of need to know where we need to go before we go to the moon. That's kind of important. Okay, let's exit to the tracking station. Let's take a look there. It might be to do with the fact that we used the mod for the in-flight contract menu and they're accepting it. With that, it doesn't add the nav markers, so we need like a scene change and back probably. Hopefully. If that doesn't fix it, then I'm not sure how to fix it. Now let's see. Here we are. It's on the far side. Wait, no, this one. This must be another contract landing on the far side of the moon, yeah. And this is the rover targets we have. Okay. But so we can orient ourselves with these 3 landers here, roughly where it is. So we can at least eyeball it. Right. Let's get back to a rocket. Wait, is that the correct one? That said flight time like 1 hour. Or, oh no, that might have been time to maneuver node 1 hour. That would make a lot more sense. Now let's hope this works. We might be able to like eyeball roughly the incoming trajectory we need, but to do the actual landing, we will need those markers. Now, please show me those markers. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So we do need to be in an inclined orbit. Okay, how do we best do this? Because we're also going to need 5 days to be there. So hang on. Moon inertial. Moon fixed on the surface. Okay. This should be the frame of reference we need here, and then we just need to basically make the orbit go roughly over the location, and then we should be good. So let's get the flight plan, and let's tweak the maneuver. Now let's see. We pretty much want to go this way. I think we're gonna do a mid-course correction instead of fiddling with things like this. That should make it a lot easier. Okay, so we're just gonna... Whoop. That was not the button I meant to press. Not 3-4, 3-1, 3-1-40. There we go. So we're just gonna do this, and then we're gonna do a correction. Okay. 1 hour to maneuver. 30 minutes, 20. And let's give ourselves a couple minutes to orient. Are the fuel cells not working again? Do you have to do that anytime you load the scene? Jeez. Yeah, it's broken the exact same way again as before. Oh man. That is extremely annoying. Okay, fuel cells working again. And the landing gear is also extended again. It's like, ah. Don't get me wrong, Kerbal Space Program is an amazing game as is. But it also has so many issues, so many bugs and everything, and it could still be so much better if it wasn't on not such a mess on the technical side. Let's rotate a bit faster here. There, maybe that'll do. Yep, 1.5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, it's kinda close, but this won't be the silliest thing we do on this launch. 10 seconds. Okay, let's get the maneuver node punched in. 8 seconds. 6, 5, 4. Let's do ullage. 3, 2, ignition. 1 and start. Okay, so we were a bit late with the engine ignition, but like fraction of a second, so who cares? And time warp. As always, very beautiful. Oop, there goes our old stage. Sure glad we didn't slam into it. This is how you know we didn't like plan about how exactly to ditch the old stage. Okay, yeah, there's gonna be 3.5 more in-game minutes. Also not sure why the maneuver node displays here 3137.1 meters per second when we input 3140. We don't care about the stock maneuver node anyway, because we got Principia. Two minutes. Alright, 1 minute left. Okay, 20 seconds. Time to go lower on the time warp. Change SAS mode. And let's start throttling down our engine so we can be more accurate with the shutdown. Engine set to minimum thrust it can do. And yeah, we overshot a bit there. Looks like we can just do this with RCS. It will take a moment, but probably still faster than swinging around and using the... I think we do have kilonewton thrusters here. Yeah, we do. Probably still faster than swinging around. Or is it? Let's at least use time warp. Yeah, with time warp it's fine. Actually, we're really... Oh, wait, it's the wrong view. Yeah, I was gonna say we're really close to actually being in the right orbit to pass over the rover site, but no, we're not. Oh, there we go. Okay, now let's look at corrections and how we can fix our orbits here. Rebase, maneuver, I don't know, couple hours maybe. Let's see. Okay, that is not really doing what we wanted to. No. Now we're making progress. So I think we're raising our periapsis, but we can always fix that later, although insertion efficiency. Okay. No, we can both... Yeah, this is a good way of adjusting the orbit. Doesn't cost a lot of delta V. We are closer over the spot. And it doesn't cost a lot of delta V to do either. Now this might honestly be close enough already. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. And it's a correction for 22 meters per second. So that is pretty much nothing. Let's time warp to that. I was gonna say let's look at the Earth while we... There it is. Already 100,000 kilometers away. Quarter of the way towards the moon. And let's do our correction. Oh, we should have aligned earlier. Okay, we have 1 minute to align. Now the transfer stage is pretty much empty at this point, so we have a lot less rotational inertia, which is good. Let's see, 30 seconds, 20. Also, we really should disable this engine. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be a long burn, is it? Okay. Time warp. Yeah, these kilonewton thrusters are very low thrust to weight, basically by design anyway, because they're there for small correction burns like this. Now we really hope our planning will work out as intended here. It's been a long while since we did any precision landings with Principia. Wait, why is this? I thought we planned this better, closer to the surface. Hang on, let's fix that. How can I? There. Okay, that is very close. There we go. And then that looks about what we want. Okay. Generally, landing something on the moon is still not trivial, but definitely a lot less involved than trying to do a precision landing. I just hope this is at least gonna work out as planned. Okay. Okay, so we're now, our periapsis is a bit high. So I might still bring that down a bit further. It's gonna increase the efficiency. Okay, another 0.3 meter per second correction, and then it's good enough, and we can continue our flight to the moon here. And there we go. Now, orient our spacecraft so our fuel is between the sun and our crew. And there we go. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but good enough. Hopefully. Okay, now a slow roll for stabilization. And off we go. Okay, let's set a timer, 4 days, 20 hours. Don't want to zoom past that. And off to the moon we go. Right, I hope we can still do the orbit contract, since we chose our orbit for the rover landing, and I hope that's gonna be inside the parameters for the orbit contract. If not, that would be embarrassing. Okay, we have no inclination criteria, so that's good. It's for 20 hours. That might mess with our precise alignment with the rover landing site. I mean, it's just 1 day, but okay, it shouldn't actually make a big difference here. If anything, it'll help us a day later. Okay. Can also take a look here. There's the moon. Hi, moon. We're back again. This time for the actual contracts. Hi, Iscariots. It is definitely an awesome game. One thing, whoa, hello camera. One thing to keep in mind is that we are playing with a ton of mods. Primarily mods that make the game a lot more realistic, including then also making all the planets and the moon realistic looking and everything. So this is very much not the base game. But yeah, either way, it's a very fun game. Okay, so we're a couple minutes out before we enter the lunar orbit here. I think we should make a flight plan for it just in case. We should probably also separate stages. Although we have 35 meters per second, we could burn that off. Or maybe even more, since that engine is shut off right now. Yeah, we're gonna get 98 meters per second. Let's get those as well. Wait. Why did that not... minus 800? This user interface, I swear it's worse. Oh, right, the planning will be useless with the engines we have. Okay, never mind then. We'll just eyeball it. we're doing the first science. Oh, and it looks sick in a good way. Yep. Even if you can't stay long, nice to see you. Alright, actually instead of doing LH with RCS, we can just disable our Keralox engine again, start thrusting with kilonewtons and then stage that. Perfect. Now this will only be like a couple seconds until the big engine is burned out. There we go. We could burn for 3 minutes for the other delta V from the other stage. Let's wait like a bit at least, but yeah, this isn't really worth the waiting time. This kind of optimization. Okay, so yeah, we are pretty much spot on here. Perfect. And this time, we're also going to remember to EVA with our astronauts to gather the science points. I think we forgot 3 things. We forgot the orbit contract, we didn't actually have the landing contract, and we forgot to EVA for science. It's like 3 major things we did not consider in our last landing. Okay, we're past the periapsis. Let's get serious about our deceleration here. And let's get the actual lander stage fired up here. Vroom! Goodbye, TLI stage. You did well. I think is a time for all engines on deck. We're already kinda late here. Okay. So far, all those 6 engines are working. Oh, we should have checked again what the action groups for the engines are, since we're really gonna need those for the landing. Okay. Now, oh god, it stopped. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Crewed lunar orbit. Oh, it actually counts as launching a new vessel here from the staging, probably. Now, we do want to be on a non-collision course with the moon, ideally. And other than that, we just need to... Oh, actually, our apoapsis needs to be below 500 kilometers. I was thinking it's gonna be higher then, but no. Okay. Yeah, this is a very low lunar orbit. So we could just go into... What are we now? 86 kilometers periapsis. We can just go into an 80 by 80 if we want to. Okay, I need to do some manual correction shenanigans since we are flying this manually / without planning. Below 500. Okay, we're still at 2,000 kilometers apoapsis right now. And yep, we're gonna be very close to the landing site here, either way. Although... yeah, in 20 hours we will be a bit further away, but not by terribly much. It'll be fine either way. Oh, we should have done an inclination change with our braking burn here. That would have been really efficient if we done it at the same time. Okay, orbit parameters are valid. Now we just need to wait 20 hours. Now it's time to... Okay, 4 and 5 are the action groups for these engines. That's good to know. Let's do one quick save here. Also, I'm gonna delta V check. Okay, 2.4 kilometer per second. That is very fine. We definitely have a bit of buffer to do the change, inclination change there. Okay, let's just time warp, and before we forget, it's EVA time. Nicole Müller, the first one to do a spacewalk outside of Earth. Although I guess some have been on the surface of the moon before. But not in space around the moon. Now you should have a jetpack. That looks pretty jetpacky to me. Yep. Okay. So we can even let go and fly around a bit. Put our lights on. Here's the ladder all the way down. Ooh, we can go check out the... Ooh. Saving probably, yep. Can go check out the business end like this. We do have 1 minute 15 seconds left for the EVA science to finish. Now here in the fairing is the rover. It's in there. But can't show it now. Well, I guess we technically could. But that's no fun. Oh, that's right. We also added finally lights that work for the landing. Honestly, having lights down for landings is one of the most useful things you can do. Especially if you have several lights, then you can tell how far away you are from the ground by how much the light cones overlap. Like if you're very far away, the light cones will just overlap, but the closer you are, the further out they'll get, and it's just very useful, and obviously also for night landings, but where it's then especially difficult to judge distance, because during the day you can also use your shadow for visual guidance and altitude judging, but during the night obviously not. Ooh, you can see the engine gimbaling a bit. That's cool. Even though they should be disabled right now. But yeah, so many engines, so many nozzles. The throttleable land engine in the middle. 6 RD58Ms on the outside for the bulk of the burns, both landing. Actually, only landing, ascent. There's a different engine set later on. And tons of tiny thrusters also helping with landing. This is so silly. Alright, 4 seconds. Science is almost complete. So let's get back into the capsule. And I think EVA report is biome independent, it's just situation. So having done one... Actually, that means we still need to do one EVA in high lunar space. Which I'm not sure the 500 kilometer apoapsis that we have right now counts as high orbit space. I do know that high space for Luna is much, much lower than you'd expect going from where the thresholds are for the Earth. I guess we can do a half orbit and check. And we are indeed in space high already. Okay, maybe we can catch some sunlight though. Here we are. And then Yvonne can also take a spacewalk, and... Oh, I guess we have... Oh, RCS, stop. Okay. Let's try that again. Also, why do I only see 2 astronauts here? I want... Yvonne... Can you not EVA from here? Oh my god. Well, I guess that was a very short spacewalk for Yvonne. EVA, there we go, 2 minutes. Although, you can free float, and we can go back, and there we are. Oh, I guess you are in the way. So let's fly you away. And then we can have Yvonne also coming out. There we go. The first double spacewalk. Plus you can both gather EVA reports, which will actually help. There we go. It's mildly concerning that the rocket is just like still rotating around there. Actually, we might just put a stop to that silliness. Nicole, I believe, yes, is also a pilot doing their job. Okay, oh wait, that's a sample. Yeah, 45 seconds. Whee! Oh, I didn't actually want to do that, but that's also funny. Spinny! What does it... No, that's not the button that I was looking for. I can't remember the button to go into, like, IVA mode. Although I don't even know if you can have first person with Kerbals. You might not. You can just spin around because it's fun. And yes, we do have the EVA propellant. Whee! Okay. Science done. Time to go back. And then we can wait the rest of the 20 hours for the orbit contract. Then we can land and hopefully get both the landing contract fulfilled and the rovers. The rover one will be interesting. I have no idea how far away the rover sites are. Basically, it'll be a set of sites we need to visit with the rover. So we do actually have to not just land the rover somewhere, but also drive around a bunch. So that's gonna be interesting. I know that in the past, the rover contracts hadn't been properly adapted for real solar system yet, meaning the sites were basically way too far away from each other to be reasonable to drive. But I'm pretty sure, like, it looks fixed now, so it should be doable. And there we go, 18.5 hours. So let's time warp that. 16. Also, let's make sure we're not crashing onto the moon. But no, our orbit is fine. Over halfway there. 8, 7, 6. 3.5 hours. And there we go. Now we just need to return home for this contract. Excellent, excellent. Okay. Do we just immediately rush for the landing from here? It'll be a bit of a delta V hit. We could do it a bit more optimally. But I think let's just do it. Because we can. Which is always a very good reason. Okay, So we're gonna have to go a bit north from here instead of pure deceleration. So... oh wait, this is prograde. We're gonna have to rotate so much. Okay. There's not, though. Okay, let's just get the engines up and running. Oh, I can't get the camera how I want it to. Ah. Okay, well. Oh my god. Oh, what? I can't tell. Oh no, I think that's the wrong way. No. Should have planned this better. Oh yeah, there's north. Okay. How about this? Okay. I mean, we're probably gonna have, like, extra delta V anyway that we're gonna have to scrub in very silly ways. So... although we do have to do a precision landing this time, so... precision landing is always harder. Okay, we're almost above it. Okay. I hope we have mods that will display us, like... waypoints on our nav bar here. Otherwise, this will be extremely... also, this is a very bad place to autosave, but whatever. Otherwise, this will be extremely difficult to nail. Also, what does the landing say? Land on the moon, plant a flag, don't forget the picture, return home. Okay, just need a flag for that. Alright. Guess we're time warping ahead. And let's do one deceleration burn here. Scrub a bunch of our velocity. Okay. Let's see. What's our ignitions left? You have 5 left, and the other one must also have 5 then. Yep. Okay. Right, so right now we're basically like flying way past the zone. So now we're gonna scrub a good chunk of our velocity to get our impact side, which will hopefully not be an impact, closer to the target landing zone. We might even need the other engines here as well. Let's time warp a bit and see. Oh, this is kind of really close. Or, in other words, it's really well planned, because it's very close. Yeah, I think just these engines are fine. So let's focus on our spacecraft here. Okay, we actually need to go a bit more north. Just a tad. Oh, time warp. I forgot about you. Hi. Let's remove that while we make manual corrections. Oh yeah, no, we're fine. Might honestly be a bit too north. It's really hard to tell. We're very close in any case. And yep, only 3 engines will in fact do. And right now we have like 400 meters per second buffer. That's a decent amount of buffer. A bit less actually. But yeah, something like that. Okay, no, I don't like that. Let's go a bit south. Yeah, I like that more. Perfect. Pretty close to perfect. Okay, we're down to 740 meters per second. So we got rid of like half our velocity already. And we're just burning until our impact point is here, as close to the contract go. Ooh, that's weird shadow things happening. That will make our life harder for no good reason. Okay. Now we might actually have to go a smidge north again. North was that way. Okay. Getting very close there. Close to cutting off the engines. Oh man. I really hope we'll have a good way of seeing the thing. Actually, activate navigation. Okay, I think this put it on our nav ball now. Okay. Whew. Crisis averted. Okay, we're getting super close here. Okay, let's cut off the engines here. And then... Also, can we see it here? I guess not. Just on a nav ball then. A marker here would also have been really nice. Okay. And it's like 5 minutes to impact. Oh, that's definitely not what I wanted. Yeah, we're a bit off here. Also, we're coming in super steep, which is A, dangerous, but B, will allow us to hit our target more precisely. But now we do need to get... okay, off. We do need to go more north from here. So let's rotate. Also, let's keep the engines up here for the ignition count 4. Okay. And we're 2 minutes away from impact, actually. Okay, this is... Okay, first you. That's getting us closer. Good. Perfect. Okay. And at this point, we're just gonna try and make sure we don't actually hit the surface of the Earth at a high velocity, but at speeds that our landing gear can handle. And speaking of landing gear, since this is gonna be incredibly stressful, let's extend the landing gear already so we don't have to worry about it later. And oh yeah, our margins are definitely smaller. We have 100 meters delta V buffer, right? Oh no, actually never mind. We do have a bunch more than 100 meters per second. 100 meters per second buffer would have been very difficult. Damn. But no, it's not that bad. I still really wish I could see it visually on in the non-map view. That would be really nice. Because it's really difficult. Like, the really precise final maneuvering is just so hard to do from the map view. Also, we're 40 kilometers up. That is pretty okay. And so far, we're really on point. Like, for reference, we're already, like, in terms of size of the moon, we're already very close here to our target. Okay. I think it's soon time to cut our engines again for a coast for efficiency. I mean, this is very, very close. But even, like, getting it wrong by, like, a couple kilometers, like, how fast can we travel? I don't even know how fast we can reasonably travel with the rover on the surface here. But maybe 10 meters per second? So if we're off just 1 kilometer, that's already 2 minutes of driving, and that's kind of reckless driving. And we should probably not be going 10 meters per second. I really wish I knew where it was exactly. I'd have to rotate the craft now to... Oh, I can do something else that is very silly. Here. Okay, no, we are spot on so far. Okay, that's hilarious, using a cobble on a ladder to navigate. Oh, I love it. But yeah, we are totally spot on. No, 30 seconds, and we have impact time 1 minute. Velocity 400 meters, that's 50 seconds. So yeah, we're doing an extremely risky final braking burn here. Like, this is beyond silly risky. We're doing it not just for fuel efficiency, but for landing accuracy. Although at this point... we need to do a little bit of this. Okay. Something like this. I'm tempted to get a cobble out on the ladder now, but... Man, this is intense. Okay, we're still 12 kilometers up. 130 meters per second in this stage. I think we have to stop caring so much about the exact spot and just land safely. I think that's what we need to do. Okay, 10 kilometers, 150 meters per second. So we're 60 seconds, 1 minute out from impacting. Okay. Oh god. Okay, we should keep ullage up if nothing else. Nine kilometers and 170 meters per second. That's 200. We're 40 seconds away from impacting. Okay. This should be the final burn for these engines. And do we add the other engines now or not? I think not. I might actually coast a bit more again. But now definitely all engines on deck. Okay, 40 seconds away from impact. 4 kilometers, and we're going... Oh, I didn't actually want to do that. The camera is so weird. Can you give me a better camera? There, that's better. And now I got distracted and I hope it won't cost us the mission. I think it did. Oh no. So that's the ascent stage. Yeah, I think we might have to abort to orbit here. Because we have 70 meters per second. Actually, we have like 20 seconds. But yeah, I know. This is a failure. Damn it. 1.3 kilometers and 60 meters per second. We don't have a deceleration. God damn it. I mean, we could also quick load, but 55. Yep. Although 15 seconds. No. It's just not happening. $400 meters, 10 seconds. Yep. That's an abort if I've ever seen one. Oh. And that is how you abort a landing in the literally last second. Oh no. Almost crashed into the ground there. We're fine. Everything's fine. Actually, nothing's fine because we set the wrong SAS mode. The SAS was trying to kill us. Oh, man. Well, that was excitement, even though not exactly what we were intending to do. We've still proven we can generally hit a landing spot pretty precisely. I just hope the deadline for the contract is long enough that we can try again. Oh my god. Yeah, so our main problem there was either like we actually ended up missing delta V in our descent stage. If we'd had just a tiny bit more, basically inefficiencies from the initial deceleration burn, if we hadn't wasted delta V there, that could have saved this flight. And otherwise just, yeah, better planning at every step of the way would have been good. And if nothing else, we should then have started up the other lander engines earlier, because we had the delta V to still land. It wasn't impossible to do. We just didn't have the time to spend the fuel. That was the big issue. But yeah, we're almost back in moon orbit, as is, actually. And then we're returning. Oh, we're not getting the lander contract then either. Although we did do the orbit contract. So we got that under our belt at least. Alright, let's check where we are. Here's the Earth. So I think we honestly just need to continue burning from here. But I do want to make sure. 800 meters per second here. Planning. Couple days. And Earth inertial. Oh. Uh, 1100, yeah, we have that delta V. So this also won't be optimal transfer home. But easy in planning. And there we go. Node. But yeah, now you know how an abort of a lunar landing looks like. Although that was very last second there. That was not a safe landing anymore. Especially because we knew, like, for at least like half a minute or a minute, that it would actually not work. Oh, I missed mission a bit here. But that's fine. And yeah, we should have aborted earlier there. Although we did also kinda wanna just make sure it wasn't like a gut feeling that was wrong, but that it was actually not gonna happen. And we did still abort safely. For a given definition of safe, but no one died. And that's all that counts. It does feel a bit bad, all the planning and everything. Now, well, I was gonna say nothing. Again, we did other things. We did the EVA, we did the orbit contract. But we did do neither the landing nor the rover. Alright. Let's see how close we got here. 212, but that's the wrong one. There we go. 5 days, that's 400. Okay. This is our node. And I think we need to do this at like 60 kilometers or a bit higher, probably. Let's do 61, 62. Let's do 62. We didn't fix our capsule. Or rather, we didn't spend the time to figure out what the problem with it is. So it'll spin out of control again during re-entry, which means we won't be able to control our descent. So yeah, probably astronauts are gonna pass out again from the G's as a result. And here we are, leaving the moon. Goodbye, moon. Maybe next time we'll land on you again. I think something that threw us off is the extra mass from the rover and everything. I guess we could stretch the lander stage a bit. Ooh, and crew duration record. 7 days in space. Now I really hope I didn't confuse these two orbit lines, or we're gonna smash into the Earth like it's a like button. Can we get a visual? Okay, it's the bottom line. No, yeah, we should be good. Famous last words. Oh, and we are indeed entering the atmosphere already. Okay, we didn't get to do a proper planning for that. Okay, first you off, ditch. And then let's at least orient ourselves vaguely retrograde if we can't control our roll during the descent at least. There we go. And let's just time warp. And stage is exploding. And we're hitting the atmosphere now. 70 kilometers. Oh, we might have been too high. Okay, 62 is not... Let's see if we can... Oh, I should have immediately done the... Where's the descent mode? Where the hell is the descent mode? Oh, COM shifter. Give me... But yeah, we don't have the roll control here. I think we're gonna skip out of the atmosphere again, which is embarrassing. Man, this is one non-nominal flight. If we had the control, this would have all been fine. But because we didn't, it wasn't. I hope we have the life support at least. And we should be fine. Okay, it's a 2 hour... 2 hours. Wait. Yeah, no. 2.5 hour orbital period. I think the capsule can handle that. In today's episode of How Not to Fly a Lunar Mission. Very good example for that. Although astronauts will be experiencing probably less max Gs. So it's definitely all planned and for something. almost out of the atmosphere. Then we can time warp properly again at least. There we go. And we one orbit. And hitting the atmosphere again. This time to stay for sure. Okay, 70 kilometers. Yep. Definitely getting rough. And we do actually have a meaningful roll control. Can actually use it to make this entry as smooth as I can. So far we're only at slightly over 1 G. Oh, we're gonna run out of RCS fuel. Well, that's fine. This should be enough to avoid making everyone pass out again at least. So... Oh, and the low fuel message did kill the time warp though. Okay, we ran out of fuel. So now we're spiraling out of control. But yeah, we're gonna max out at what, like maybe 6-7 Gs. Okay, still gets a bit higher than that, I guess. Like close to 8 Gs. I mean, that's still... It's not pleasant. Good morning, pile of cats. 8 Gs isn't exactly pleasant, but it's not just survivable, but not too bad overall. You are just in time to see us watch come back from a failed lunar landing attempt that we had to abort in the last second. So I guess we're doing that again now. I hope we have another rocket ready to go soon. Okay, first let's make sure this mission finishes. Parachutes. There we go, main parachute deploy. Always that slow descent. 250 meters to go. And touchdown. Now that's gonna be uncomfortable, touching down on land. But here, officially, first crewed lunar orbit mission is successful. Crew alive and well after the mission. A bit shaken probably, but alive. Whew. Right, so I think let's look into stretching the lander stage a bit. I mean, we could always add more small thrusters on the lander stage to increase our thrust to weight, but it's getting very silly. We could also do several lander engines and remove the number of RD58Ms we have, but I also don't know if I want to do that re-engineering of the lander stage. I think just stretching it for more cryofuel is what I want to do. Recovery of a vessel returned from suborbital flight on the moon. Yep, just remind me again how we didn't actually land. Okay. 12 upgrade points is very nice, at least. I think gonna pump that into R&D. Alright. Now 80 days, the next one. Okay. Now what about the rover deadline? Ooh, 463 days. Okay. But it does mean we can do another. We can fly another attempt at this. And the crewed lunar landing has like years of deadline anyway. You intended to accept that way earlier for the money bonus that'll allow you to actually fly it. Also, no, we need 1.5 million to max out our R&D center, which is something we definitely want to do. Okay, so let's stretch that stage a little bit. Or I guess we could also stretch the TLI stage or anything really. Let's see, what makes the most sense? I mean, the second stage won't be able to reach orbit anymore if we change the total vehicle mass too much. We do have some margins in our TLI stage. So I do want to say I want to add a little bit to the descent stage, and maybe we can we don't need as much delta V in the ascent stage either. We could shrink that down a little bit. Now, we did want the safety factor in the ascent stage in particular because if you do an abort, like in this mission, it needs to abort and get back to Earth. Like, it's responsible for a lot of things, and there's no room for failure. Okay, let's check our delta V numbers quickly, and I think we have to remove the less for that again. Oh no, the numbers were actually correct. I guess we fixed that particular problem. Come on. There we go. 3.245. And then another 144 meters per second hypergolics. Okay, I don't think we need that much hypergolic fuel here. Let's see. So that's 145. This will go us down to 88. 3147. Okay, won't change our descent stage delta V too much. But we can also slightly shrink our ascent stage then as well, because reducing the hypergolic fuel also means the Carolox will be more efficient or give us more delta V. 3285. Yeah, so 20 meters per second less on the ascent stage, give us 10 meters per second more on the descent stage. Okay, so we reduced that by a bit, and then on top of these changes, we can then stretch the descent stage a bit. So we saved some mass in the ascent stage. So if we add a bit in the descent stage, that won't mess up the design of the rest of the rocket much either. And I might also reduce the amount of hypergolic fuel in the descent stage, with basically the same thought as for the ascent stage. Less hypergolic fuel means less mass for when the Kerolox engines burn, means we get more delta V out of them. That means we had... Didn't we have cylindrical? Oh, it's them. Okay. So let's take these tanks and 259 meters per second. 228. 202. I want to say that's fine. Okay, you're 0.12. Okay, do we need new tooling for this? No. Excellent. And we basically don't take any hit to the rocket that's already built. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. You can see the rover here. Okay. Let's save that. Apply the edits. Then we'll apply the same to the other rocket that's still being built. And then we'll try that again. If we can manage it on the second attempt, I'm still gonna be happy. We've been saying from the start, this is something we don't have a ton of experience with doing with Principia. Like, even if we did it before, it was literally years ago. And we very much do not have practice doing this kind of high precision landing maneuvers. Okay, yeah, to be fair, we had a base on the moon at some point that was built out of several modules, so we definitely can generally do like precision landings, but yeah, it's just been a long time. Also, it's a lot easier if you have a craft on the moon already, because then you can use the target menu in the nav ball, and that'll show you things like prograde, retrograde vectors, as well as like in this direction is the other craft and the opposite vector of that as well. Whereas with the navigation nodes, you only get the one marker where it is. And so yeah, rendezvousing with an existing base or spacecraft is definitely easier. But yeah, if we take some more time, especially with like when we burned south first instead of north, when we tried to adjust our orbit, that alone, if we hadn't done that mistake, it would have worked out. Okay, you save edit. So this time with superior planning and more experience. I don't want to say I'm sure we'll do it, but we have a better chance of succeeding. I'll take better chances. And I'm not sure we even have time with the contract for a third attempt if the second one doesn't work out. Actually, I think we do, because it's 230 days to finish the other rocket, and this is 460 days. Okay, yeah. Let's already start building a third one, though. It's, you never know. Duplicate, 400 days. Okay, that one's not gonna finish in time, at least. And we do have 130 days rollout time or something silly, but that still puts us at like less than 400 days until the second one there can fly. Oh, right, mission training. We also need to remember that. Although we can start that like a month after we start the rollout or something. It's always great getting one frame every like 5 to 10 seconds during time warp. Busy crunching numbers. We should probably get rid of a couple craft in orbit as well to make life for Principia easier. Doing all the calculations for dozens of crafts, that's definitely slowing it down. Okay, 35 days. Not sure what brought us. Oh, there. Rocket is out of electricity. "25 days. And we might actually have some more contracts for like lunar orbit stuff. That would be kind of cool. We should also have. We even said like, oh, it won't really matter when we didn't do a fuel optimal adjustment to our orbit so that we could hit the target area. One of the myriad of things we could have done better. Yeah, there are 134 days to roll out. So let's check how long does training the crew take. Mission. U3 can go, yeah, 60 days. So can time warp another couple months actually. Doop-de-doo. That's gonna take like a minute, because we can time warp like probably less than 1 day per second, and we need to time warp another 100-ish days. Ah, yeah. I'm not even sure what else to talk about at this point. It's just minutes of waiting. Also 130 days for a Saturn launch window. So I guess after this launch, it's time for that Saturn flyby. Oh, 80 days. We should do the crew training. Start course. And before we forget later, let's check out the contracts. Let's see. Lunar landing and sample return. Well, hello. Lunar impactor. Single crewed lunar orbit. Launching vessel, 1 crew member. Perisoline 200, maximum aposoline 500, 20 hours. So that's exactly the same thing again as last time. We can just do that. 470 days. Okay. Lunar landing and sample return. Moon sample return uncrewed. Very specific. What if we do this with a crewed craft? I mean, it says uncrewed. Even if the game might give us that, it would be kind of cheesy. Okay, but we do have at least another orbit contract to do. That's what, another 1 million? Which is honestly not much. It does pay for the rocket, but not too much more. Because our chunky rocket is expensive. I think it's like 500k per launch. It's a lot. Ooh, we're getting new science experiments in a short bit here. Yeah, 60 days left. It's 1985. And even though we have landed on the moon before, we have yet to actually complete the contract. We're just 16 years late. It's fine. Oh, gods. 32 days left. And timer was going down for some reason. Although I guess it's to actually catch the rollout. "14 days. Let's go." Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And launch day. Well, now we have to look into a launch window again, which might take another couple days. Also, let's check our RAM here. Ooh, 94%. Let's close some more stuff. %. Whee, that's better. Also, yeah, that is a lot of active craft. Let's honestly, okay. Yeah, you must have been the launch vehicle from the last one. Terminate. Terminate. Okay, launch window. Let's see. Once the game finishes saving, probably. Oh, please don't tell me the game crashed. And if it did, please don't tell me I have to time warp all this way again. That would be... Oh. Oh no. Oh, I think it crashed. Oh, unhappy noises. Yeah, no, that's way beyond loading time. Well. I really, really hope it saved that time warping. 110. Looks like it. Whew. Yeah, this is gonna take a couple minutes to launch up again. Oh man. Taking a couple minutes to launch. It's the time it takes to reach orbit and also the time to launch Kerbal Space Program. Like, I mean, an actual real life launch to orbit. Like, it takes like 10 minutes ish. It's a pretty short affair. So, I guess Kerbal Space Program is in good company. Yeah, I mean, you can also tell, like, with launches in the game we're doing, they're also like usually probably like 7-8-ish minutes, something like that, order of magnitude wise. Obviously there's variations with different rockets and stuff. Some might take a bit longer, and especially like crewed vehicles, you then have extra considerations, like you want to limit the g-forces on crew, so your maximum acceleration needs to be low, which can either mean fundamentally designing the rocket to have lower thrust to weight ratio, or then throttling engines down, and either of these things will like increase the time it takes to reach orbit. Uncrewed vehicles, you can just go ham. Like 5, 6, 7 Gs on ascent, like who cares? Robots don't. Yeah, on crew vehicles, like generally the rule of thumb is to limit it to like 3.5 Gs. I think it was 3, limited to 3 on the space shuttle and 3.5 on the Saturn V. The Saturn V also did the thing where it like shut off the center engine because it had like a 5-engine arrangement, so like 1 in the center and then 4 outside of it, and then it shut off the center engine to limit the max G. Because there you can just shut off 1 engine and it won't like mess up the symmetry of the thrust or anything. So that's pretty neat. Also something we learned relatively late. But yeah, the Saturn V didn't have throttleable engines in the first 3 stages. Like neither the F1 engine in the first stage or the J2 engine can throttle. I'm pretty sure J2 also can't throttle. So yeah, if your most rocket engines in real life can't throttle, so you're just limited to you're always going at 100%, and so shutting off engines is pretty much the only thing you can do to throttle. Okay, it looks like KSP is almost finished loading. we've been also like knocking out astronauts on re-entry because we had like 12 plus Gs. Usually you can also limit it during ascent to like, I don't know, 4 or something. But it doesn't mean you need the control, because without control, things get bad. It has happened before that capsules re-entered without control and then pulled massive Gs as a result, like beyond 10. Like, it's happened before. It's possible to survive, but it is not a good time if you're on a straight ballistic re-entry without control. I can definitely think of better fun times than pulling 10 plus Gs for a minute. Just damn. Now, can we maybe continue playing the game now? Okay. It is on the launch pad, rolled out as expected and as we were hoping. So let's once again try and get our launch window. Okay. Yeah, we're very close. Only gonna need 2-3 days maybe. I think that's fine. We're gonna have to do almost a full day again. Okay. Round you go. Oh, and this time we're gonna have a night launch. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, this is... I'm not super happy with this launch window, but I think we can make this. Finally, we're gonna have our launchpad illumination. Looking very forward to that. Okay. Yep, that's our lineup. And I guess let's leave off the EVA packs since those add mass. It won't be a ton, but since we're so short on our margins right now, every bit counts. Not that those would have made a difference earlier, but I never know. I think they're like, I don't know, a couple dozen kilograms each. Actually, then 3 of them would have saved us like 100 kilograms, which would actually be relevant. Huh. Maybe we shouldn't have taken those EBI packs then. It was another one of those moments where it's like, oh yeah, we have the margins, we can just take them. I don't know how often we said that. Almost tempted to go back and rewatch it just to see how often we said, oh yeah, we have the margins, everything's gonna be fine. And then things weren't fine. Oh no. I think I just saw the launch clamps fill up the fuel tanks that we specifically... Oh no. We specifically didn't fuel them up. Oh no. What do we do about that? Man, that's been messing with us as well then. Damn. I'm not sure I can do anything about it at this point. Like, fixing it would have to mean rolling back 140 days, making one tiny change, rolling back out 140 days. I'm gonna make a note to fix that in the other one that's being built, though. Okay, well, so this one is gonna be another very difficult landing then. But yeah, welcome launchpad illumination. I guess we should have put the launch tower on a different side here. But oh well. Let's get our ascent guidance. Focus the moon. And time warp, 2 hours, 10 minutes. Oh, I think we warped past it. Oh well, I'm sure it's good enough. Abort. Boop, boop. That's fine. Alright. Startled me a little bit. Where are we? You gonna lift off? Yeah, there we go. Now I do just want to make sure. Actually, which frame of reference? Oh, I'm getting confused. It'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. And definitely nothing went wrong the last couple times we said that. And you can tell we're still illuminated, and in fact more of the rocket is being illuminated as we get further away from the spotlights, so it has a higher radius at the distance to the rocket. You can tell it's getting darker over time though. Well, I'm glad the spotlight worked out at least. That's cool. Now, we did physically stretch the ascent stage tanks, and we physically shrinked the hypergolic tanks on the ascent stage. So those changes definitely happened. But yeah, in the ascent stage, we just reduced the amount of hypergolic fuel in the tanks and not the tank sizes themselves. Also, why are we seeing this descending node, ascending node markers here in the regular view? Oh, that's something. Okay, how's our engines? No engine failure again. It's kinda boring. Why do we have so many engines? Exactly so that we can have engines on it, actually. Let me just go and boop one out. Come on. Come over here. And shut down. Boop. At this point, I could just go in and shut off 10 engines and everything would still be fine. Oh. Did the tower jettison properly? Yeah, okay. Man, the node markers are kind of distracting. They're not even right here in the orbit view either. That's funny. Oh well. And yeah, at this point we're 3 minutes 15 seconds into the launch, and it's gonna insert into orbit in 4 minutes, so it's like 7 minutes 15 seconds takes this rocket to reach orbit. Although it goes up to like over 5 Gs with the second stage here. Although technically these are throttleable engines, so could easily just throttle them down to keep the shields limited. I don't actually know from the top of my head how deep they throttle. It's not super deep. Maybe it's like 70% or something. Would mean like... Oh, we have an engine failure. Nice. Awesome. Wait, is it the center engine of all engines failed? I think. It's really hard to tell. But it sure looks like the center engine. Oh, that's cool. Won't even have to gimbal to compensate for that one. And if nothing else, our last launch will have in fact given us more engine data, which, funnily enough, we're mostly interested in for these types of engines. And as you can see, they are still not... They can still fail. But they're definitely getting more reliable by the minute. And the engine failure itself also should have given us a lot of data. Ooh, you know what? That might be the main reason why we have so much data for the NK-33s already. Because we have so many engines of them, and we also had so many engine failures. Those must have given us a lot of data. Alright. Can close the orbit insertion. And we're in orbit and with 5 meters per second spare. That is, once again, perfect. Okay. No. Time for maneuver shenanigans. Okay, we're gonna have to be there. Ooh, that's not... There we go. Don't need you. Flight plan. Somewhere like there. 140 meters per second. Planning time. And moon view. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna need a bit more velocity here. And Yeah, this is what we've been mentioning with it's not looking ideal. Gonna have to burn a bit faster and adjust the timing here. Okay, now we got it. Now, our lunar rover target is over there. Okay, we're kind of close here. I think at this point we'll just do a combined braking and inclination change, or we can probably do another mid-course correction. That'll be a lot easier than trying to okay, I will try one thing. Whoop. So sensitive to the inputs here. I mean, that's kinda close. I think I'll take that. That's close enough. Oh, I did the... Oh no. I did the planning with the wrong engines. I need to do the planning again. Okay. Stage. And get our TLI engine enabled. And rebase. Yeah, I mean, that's still close-ish. I can still go with that. Okay, 28 minutes. Should have rotated faster from the beginning. We were like pretty much furthest possible away from the attitude that we need here. Two minutes. Okay, yeah, this is fine at least. 1 minute. Hello, Ouroboros system. Sure thing about the lurking. Although, it has sadly not been going very well today. We had an abort of a lunar landing mission earlier, which to be fair was exciting, and excitement is always a plus. But, you know, we were so close. We literally were like meters above the surface when we aborted. Okay, 10 seconds to the burn here. 7, 6, 5, ullage time, 4, 3, and engines are up. Let's go! This time without the second stage zooming past us as we burn. Very much in view. And I do not get tired of these views. Also, let's do time warp. We can at least time warp while we enjoy the scenery here. But yeah, just whoop. It did the thing again where it removed the node. Oh no. Why did you... God. I don't get it. Why did it remove the node that quickly? It's like a several minutes burn. Oh my god. I mean, now our transfer burn is gonna be ass. Why, Principia? Maybe the rebase didn't actually fix the problem with only having had one engine. Oh, I should have clicked the active engines button. Okay. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, today is not our day. That's for sure. Don't really have a ton of options besides just continuing the burn now and then hoping we can do adjustments later. Oh man. Yeah, if you stop and take the time to plan things out, and I guess I can use the time to restart the fuel cells. If we stop and take the time to plan things out, it'll just mess up the efficiency of our burn, which will also cost us, so... We should still get very close, just following prograde like this now. Well, as it looks out, there was a hitch in the guidance computer, which made the rocket shortly spin out of control, but then it regained its orientation. Just one of those things we can compensate for. Okay, getting very close here. Let's go into the moon view. And let's see. Okay, we are seconds away. Okay, time warp is down. Let's throttle down the engines. Or engine. This might be the only stage on this whole spacecraft that only has a single engine. And let's watch the periapsis marker come closer and closer and closer. Ooh, that is definitely not where we wanted it to go, but it's a moon encounter, so that's something. And now we're no longer on a collision course either, and now we can look into doing a correction maneuver. Okay, yeah, we still have 100 meters per second in this stage, so we pretty much want to go down. Let's see. love autosave kicking in and then messing up while you're playing with sliders. Okay. This here is the minimum. Okay. This is the time, the most efficient time for this correction burn. Turns out to be 5 hours, 12 minutes. And then a couple meters per second here will save us a lot of delta V down the line. Now, only interesting thing now will be to try and keep this inclination, but bring the periapsis closer. Oh no, this is perfect. Okay, this correction burn is working out beautifully. I am very happy with that. We can manage basically a straight flyover with... Okay, that's a bit too low for my taste. But point being, low periapsis and at the right inclination. And we're in the right reference frame as well. So this is our actual flight path across the lunar surface. Perfect. Now, since we're so well aligned now, I will say that we will do the lunar orbit contract afterwards, after we land there, because I don't want to mess up the landing alignment, which has the big risk that we forget about the contract. But that's a risk I'm gonna take to hopefully get this landing done this time around. Okay, 5 hours. You had a warp button Principia, didn't you? Warp to maneuver. There it is. We're currently crossing the Van Allen radiation belts around the Earth. Okay, 20 seconds. 10. Oh, right, we don't have college. Oh, well. Oh, right, also not the big engine. Small ones, please. And there we go. Yeah, we're gonna have to do one course correction for the course correction there. The periapsis is getting slightly out of hand. But that's the inclination, at least. Boom. Perfect. Now let's see if we can do this by ear. Nah, okay. Base at maneuver. Oh, that's actually too much now. Yeah, we should have done that all in one go. Okay. 75, yeah. Okay, another 2 meters per second. There we go. A lot of fiddling again, but that way... Oh, it's not perfect again. Oh well. I think we can call this close enough. Or I can do some tiny adjustments like this. And ideally without making us crash into the moon. Okay, no, that's close enough for me. Let's... Oh no, we're gonna have to orient the spacecraft again. Oh, it's gonna mess up our trajectory again. Fixing our attitude. Okay. Vaguely away from the sun. How's our trajectory? Okay, still pretty good. And 1 row. Okay. Can I have... one alarm for periapsis? 6... What is it, 6 days when here's 8 days? Oh well, I'll take a 6-day alarm for now. Oh, also let's start science experiments. Oh no, that's a different rocket that's out of electricity. Ooh. Yeah, our fuel cells are working for a change. Come on, let me time warp game. Okay, that's that. Do I... Nope. Okay, let's just do a manual time alarm. If that doesn't work, 2 days. Add alarm. Okay, 10 hours out from lunar orbit injection burn. And where's our favorite moon? Not where I'm looking, apparently. There it is. Okay, this time, whoa, hi camera. This time we start a bit earlier so we can burn off the extra velocity we have in our TLI stage. Which we do now. I guess we're already a bit late. We'll get that engine as well. Or I guess it's fine. It's gonna take 4 minutes, and then we're at least still just half a minute out from periapsis. Okay. Now let's hope the gimbal won't make us spiral completely out of control while it controls our attitude here. That would be awkward. Okay, we're good. Could have just fixed the gimbal there. But no, we had to gamble. Gambling with gimbal. I can't believe it's not gimbaling. Okay, let's add some time warp here. It's gonna be 3.5 in-game minutes for 58 meters per second saving, which that was definitely the difference that could have allowed us the landing the last time. Not looking gift Delta V in the mouth. Not after that flight, at least. See, we should have over-engineered everything more. 42 meters per second, 41. I mean, it says this is a thrust-to-weight ratio of 11. I don't know how it's calculating, even though we're in orbit now, and then gravity will be lower here than on the surface. Thrust to weight of 11 would be a lot. I mean, that would be on the order of 16 meters per second, which is most definitely not what we're experiencing. Okay, almost at burnout here of the TLI stage, and then we'll switch to the actual descent stage in 3, 2, 1, and burnout, and staging, and ignition, and ignition of the other engines. Goodbye. Okay. Yeah, if we just inject straight... Okay, I guess we can burn a little bit north. And north should be there. Oh god. Please don't tell me I mixed things up again. I mean, if we go north here... Oh no, I think I did it the wrong way around again. We need to go... Hang on. We need to push our orbit here down, so we took up there. No, north is right. That is some funky orbit lines, because we're now in the frame of reference of the surface of the moon. So while the moon rotates slowly beneath us, that will change. Even though we are like in an inertial frame, like just orbiting around the moon because it rotates beneath us, that gives rise to these funky lines. We're a bit off again here, actually. Okay, but not very much. Very, very slightly. And this top line here is our next orbit. And that's gonna be pretty much on top of it. No, that's pretty good. We should do one tiny adjustment while we're not under time pressure from also inserting to orbit. One tiny adjustment now might save us a couple meters per second down the line. And as we've learned, every meter per second counts. And yeah, similarly, if we did the orbit contract, the topmost lines of these is where our next orbit is going to be. So if we wait like 8 orbits, I don't even know, probably more. Oh yeah, more like 15 orbits. But yeah, then we would get even further from our landing zone. So we're just gonna do this once we swing around. Okay, we're getting pretty low. Alright, I should check that. Higher. Oh, okay, let's just... Yeah, no, that cutout was a good idea. Yep. Okay. And honestly, we can do it just... No, let's plan this out. Let's do it properly this time. Overlaps with start or end of flight plan. Try extending or adjusting initial time or reducing the duration. I mean, I literally don't even... Okay, well, I got it now. Now, most efficient place to adjust inclination is 90 degrees off, so location is here. So we're going to do our tiny correction here, 90 degrees off in the orbit. And then here we also want to go a little bit north. So that's probably binomial positive. Yes. Maybe a bit more. Something like this. Tiny bit more. And we'll just eyeball the cutoff. Whatever went wrong just because we eyeballed something. I really shouldn't say these things, even though right now I'm joking anyway. Okay. Let's get ourselves aligned. Wait, why are you saying you're so low in fuel? Oh, I guess that's how much fuel lunar orbit injection took. Okay. One correction burn in 2 minutes. In-game, that is. Okay, what engines do we use for that? I guess we have to use a 3 group of RD58Ms here. That's a bit of a waste of ignitions, but I don't see a better way, really. Another thing we could do is we could waste RCS fuel. Thrust weight is too low to like make a burn with it, but point being, like, we tried having less RCS fuel in our tanks at launch, and then the launch clamps fill it up. We can just waste a bunch now to make the craft lighter. Although again, it's probably the little bit we can burn when doing that probably won't make much of a difference. Okay, 30 seconds. 20. Guess we can get ullage going. 10. 7. 6. Do we need 4 seconds for ignition? 5. 4 ignition. 3. 2. Okay, we need less than 4 seconds for ignition, but that's fine. Yep, do need a little bit more. Okay, that's good, I think. Maybe even overshot a little bit. But hey, at least we're planning things out properly now. Even though it might not have been the most efficient, considering the last time we did this adjustment, we literally went the wrong way. I won't say we're good, but we're better off than last time. Okay, now when do we want to do our first braking burn? What's our altitude? 45. That's pretty good. That's pretty low. I like it. Now let's zoom in here. We need to go a little bit more north, actually. A little bit. These markers aren't really good for precise navigation. And speaking of precise navigation, let's activate navigation here. Okay. And we need to be retrograde, vaguely at least. Ooh, and what we can do again, use our astronauts to orient. Yep, so we're... Wait, actually this kinda looks like our velocity marker's a bit too far north and we need to go south a bit. Interesting. I mean, in that case, let's just decelerate. Okay. One quick save. And let's try this again. Although knowing now the game is also screwing us over with filling up the tanks. I think I'm not above doing a quick load if this attempt fails. And I really wish I had more precise markers here on the map. Because it really looks to me like we need to go north. Okay. Let's go a little bit north. Just a tiny bit. Also, where's our impact? Okay, way ahead there. That's fine. Okay, I think now we stop going north, though. And let's do something stupid. Let's do EVA during the burn. Oh, now it still looks more north, to be honest. Let's do a little bit more then. Yep, a little bit more. Astronaut navigation. I love it. Still a tiny bit, to be honest. Yep. Let's increase the angle. Okay, and I think we have to stop the deceleration burn there in a moment. Okay, we need to get more north now, and then we'll stop the burn. And I guess we'll also go a bit up. Okay, I call that good enough. What does astronaut navigation say? Still not 100%, but pretty close, pretty close. And now we have a much shallower trajectory as well. Oh yeah, no, we definitely need to go more north. 36. I mean, we can do another deceleration and deflection burn combo. Okay, yeah, no, oof. Definitely here. I will check astronaut again once. This should be a much bigger angle now. Okay, I mean, it's bigger, not huge still, so that's good. Okay, ullage. And can I have fuel stability? There we go. Okay. Let's time warp like this for a while. Yep, we're getting closer. I really wish I didn't have to do this with the astronauts. Like, damn. That is a very janky solution to this particular navigation problem. Also, are we getting very close? Oh yeah. We need more engines. I don't know which button. That's the wrong one. I just wasted an ignition. Oh no. Yeah, I should have checked the map mode earlier. Now we're gonna have to... oh no. Damn. I mean, we're overflying our target right about now. Actually, we should see it on the on a nav ball pop up pretty soon. Will you? Why are you not? I guess. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that is 20 kilometers away already. I mean, we have almost 800 meters per second too much right now. We can do a little bit of a hop back, but... I mean, about that quick load... Yeah, if that landing attempt doesn't work out, I'm gonna quick load. Although there's still a chance it might. It might still. Plus we have the debris here. Oh, there we go. Then we can also target. And now we do one... oh gods, time warp, go away please. Now we do one hop back. Alright. Jeez. Good thing we have experience doing hops just before lunar landings, eh? We've literally done this before in our first lunar landing. So that's something, I guess. Oh, gods. Okay, let's maybe start getting ourselves oriented. Oh, jeez. The inertia. Okay, what's our time to impact? 46 seconds? How about we start burning? Like, now. Okay. We can totally do this. Right now, both our delta V budget as well as acceleration will allow us to do this. I guess we need to go a bit north. Oh, we're flying upwards again, aren't we? Damn it. Okay, well, our chances of success just lowered. And we had an engine failure. Okay. Oh, no, we have that bug again. Okay, but this time... See, we're learning. We have experience. Okay, so that engine group will be no good. Now we need to zero out our horizontal velocity. Look at that flight path. Oh god, also that marker. Came in here, whoop, back up again, down here, back up again. Oh man. And yeah, now we need to zero out our horizontal velocity. Just that. And then we're gonna fall straight down. And I'm gonna extend our landing gear already as well. Okay, that looks pretty straight to me. Not that I would be an expert in straight. Okay, that was not quite enough. What's our ignitions? 3. Okay, let's use one more ignitions for a short burst here. Now we're pretty much bang on point, according to the map view. Okay, now we just need to right ourselves. We still have 200 meters per second in the Carolog stage. That's fine. We're less than 4 kilometers up, 60 meters per second down. 3.7 for 50 seconds away, less than 50 seconds away from impact right now. 40 seconds. Okay, at 30. Okay, I think now it's time to spool up those engines. Probably a bit too early, but let's be on the safe side just this once. And we have one single ignition left. One single ignition. 2.2 kilometers. 40 meters per second. That's 50 seconds. That's super fine. Okay. We can get another 120 meters per second in 16 seconds. 30 seconds from impact. Mental math intensifies. Let's keep ullage up here. 26 seconds to impact. Okay. 530 seconds. We're about 20 seconds from impact. Okay. This deceleration burn, and after that we'll switch to the hypergolic engines. Although I guess we can do one more. Also in target mode, please give me surface mode. Jeez. Why is it not orienting? Oh. Damn it. Okay. Why are you... Oh, because it's orbit mode. Surface minus. There we go. Okay, I think... 400 meters, 60 meters per second, 30 seconds. No, I am saying we got this. We got this. Easy peasy. Oh man. 53 seconds. Yeah, let's make sure we don't run out of fuel before we land. We don't want a high velocity landing. Okay, 200 meters. 10 meters per second, that's 20 seconds until stop. Alright. 160 meters. 9 meters per second. Final descent. "100 meters. This is not a drill. We are landing on the moon. And we're not gonna abort. At least I don't see anything that could go wrong at this point. We have fuel. Our velocity and altitude are under control. Our landing gear is extended. Our landing lights are extended as well. Okay, 30 meters. We are at 1 meter per second velocity. Just very gently. Let's switch to other SAS mode. And that should be the last thing we need to adjust build my throttle. 0.8 meters per second, 0.7, 0.6, 0.4 meters per second, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1. Softest touchdown ever. That was like 0.1 meters per second. Hit the cable there. But yay! Lunar landing. Oh my god. Okay. Now, we have two things we need to do. First, let's start with a flag. Because damn it, we earned it. Jeez. Also, oh, it doesn't show the trajectory here. I was just gonna look at our trajectory again. It was such a mess. The fact that we could actually, we overshot and then hopped back and it worked out. That's amazing. Compared to our earlier launch attempt where we just derped on several ways before the actual landing and then ran out of fuel there. Also, we still have no idea how close we are. The rover site is this way. I mean, I'm gonna assume we are very, very close. But there could still be kilometers between us. But at this point, it's minutes that I will gladly, very, very gladly spend driving around with the rover. Boink. Classic fall over after getting off the lunar lander. I love it. Some joy hops. Okay. Now, I really, really hope you brought a flag. We did! Oh, did we land in the exact same biome again that we can't do a surface sample? Moon landed lowlands. Okay, we landed in the exact same biome as in our first lunar landing. I was gonna say, so we could have planned that better, but I mean, we had to land here for the rover contract, so not our fault. The game made us do this. Also, where's the Earth? Do we get a cool shot with the Earth in the background again? Also, is that debris? I think that's the debris from our last landing attempt from earlier today. That's awesome that we're in view distance. Oh, did I? Oh, there it is. There's the Earth. Hi, Earth. Okay. I guess it's time to get the rover unpacked. Now, this is where everything could still fall apart. So, also, I guess you literally, if everything is waiting, collected, value, collected. So, no signs to get at all. Now let's see if the ladders still work. Or if the new ladder design works. Bit anxiety inducing. Here's one that's not very straight. Turns out if you attach ladders to fairings directly like this, they're gonna be a bit wonky. But hey, if it works. This rocket is so tall. Wait, only 13 meters? Really? Feels a lot more. Okay. Now, this is the part where I quick save again before I do anything. Because this is gonna be silly. We promised silliness. I think we even called the stream like silly rover. So let's get to it. Let's pop the fairing off. And let's welcome the little rover. I'm not sure why the wheels are turning, but I'm sure everything will be fine. So let's decouple it and switch to it. No, not the flag. Did we get stuck already? Oh, that would be so hilarious. Why did we even bother doing tests when it's just the wheels were just running before we even decoupled it? Oh my god. I don't think the RCS is helping us here. I wonder if spring? Stronger spring? No. I was wondering, like, if we make the spring stronger, that they... Oh, exactly this, actually. Okay, so that does work. Basically making it so the wheels will be lower, which will give us more space. Otherwise, I'm just gonna quick load and then try and see how I can make the wheels stop rotating before it even decouples. Yeah, I think that's a quick load time. Also, why is this wheel not even turning? Like, you're just dead? Are you broken? Okay. Now would be a bad time to figure out that the quick save didn't actually quick save while landed on the moon. I guess the wheels started turning from like steering the rocket with WASD, and then like once they were spinning, they just kept spinning and never stopped. No, come on, please tell me we're on the surface. Stats look good. Alright, let's try this again. Now, what if we press the brakes? Okay. What is even going on? That one wheel is super... Oh, it's broken. I guess it got broken during launch or something. Well, that's not ideal. That is certainly not ideal, but here we go! And there's the bump. Really? The one time we do it actually on the moon, we land upside down. And we land on the one wheel that's broken. Oh my god. Oh, and we forgot to fix the engine. It's somehow broken and we're not sure why. Okay. Fuck. I might just load again. Or, ooh, hang on. Hang on. Science to the rescue. So that was a magnetometer boom. And extending it flipped us over. We did not plan this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Also, hang on. Do we... Oh no, I think on this flight we don't have an engineer on board. Because we didn't... We were thinking like, oh, we won't need one anyway. Hang on, you're pilot engineer, Christina. Because I would really like to repair that broken wheel. Oh, I guess I can't see. How the fuck do I not... Why can't I see all 3 astronauts? That's so stupid. Okay, hang on. You can stand there or fall over. Falling over is fine. And where's our other Kerbal? Where's our third Kerbal? I don't even know what to do now. It says nothing here from a Kerbal. What? Oh man, everything just keeps going wrong. Okay, well, and you're floating here. Okay. I guess never walk on docking ports with Kerbals is that lesson from today. I really want to get over to the other side there. Oh my god. Oh, let's just fall down. Oh my god. I literally can't do anything. What if I time warp? What if I physics time warp? Oh man. Sometimes the game is just very, very broken. Just lying there, just chilling. Ooh, I know something I can do. I can hack gravity and then maybe they'll float away. Boop. Now, please float away. Please. Pretty please. What if I do super high gravity? Nope. Ooh. Switching between high and low gravity did it. Okay, now please just get off. Oh, I guess we can just disable it and hope they'll survive it. But they're pretty sturdy. It's just lunar gravity. Ooh. I jumped and then the game crashed. Again. This game. Okay, I do still want to at least wrap up this mission as far as possible. This is the second time this game crashed today on stream. So much for quickly parking one of the Kerbals on top of the spacecraft. Oh boy. But yeah, looks like I also really want to know where the third Kerbal is. Like, what happened? did we misclick at some point because we were using Kerbal to like EVA to look on the North Pole where our target is? Did we like misclick and it like flew off? But then like if the Kerbal flew off, we should have seen it because anytime the Kerbal was outside, the camera was focused on the Kerbal. So if it had fallen off, we should have fallen off with the Kerbal. The camera should have fallen off. Like, we should have noticed. It's not possible that we lost a Kerbal that way without noticing. And there was also no message in the log either that a Kerbal died. That is so weird. But yeah, if we had an engineer, we might have been able to repair the broken wheel. As it is, I guess we'll just try and drive with 3 working wheels, and we'll see if the rover can handle that. I do wonder why it breaks sometimes at launch. Like it's literally floating in the fairing. It's not even touching anything. Like I don't know how it possibly can break. I wonder, wait, shouldn't that also have been in the event log? Any part breaking should be. I am so confused. Alright. Loading official DLCs, and then almost done loading. And then maybe we can finally drive this rover. That it took 2 ginormous rockets to land on the moon finally successfully. Well, I guess with 1 broken wheel successfully. And upside down, but then it righted itself successfully. I also wonder what's up with just crashing so much today. It's not like it never crashes usually, but 2 crashes in 1 stream is unusual. It's very unusual that the front falls off. Reference. Any second now we'll be done loading. Any second. Well, if nothing else, we did promise silly rovers, and so far the rover experience has been pretty silly. So I'm very happy with that. The writing with the magnetometer, like we literally couldn't have planned it, because whenever we try to plan rovers to like flip themselves over, we would use a landing gear, not a magnetometer boom. So the fact that it's on there anyway, that's perfect. Now let's see in which state the game saved us here. I'm just gonna make some backups here. Alright. I guess now we'll be able to see if there's like a Kerbal just floating in orbit now. But then again, I literally don't know how it's possible. But I guess because it's on the stream, we can go back and check. But nope, there's no Kerbal in orbit, and I would have been weird how that happened. Okay, but what about our astronauts? Is just one of the astronauts just back home chillin'? Oh, what's going on? Astronaut Center complex. So we have 3 assigned. Wait. 2 are in the left seat. They are both in the same seat. Oh my god, that is buggy as hell. But that explains why we can only see 2 at once. Because the game only displays left seat, right? Or in this case, left seat and center seat. And the right seat, just no one uses. But then the game only displays the different seat positions, portraits of the Kerbals. And that's why we only ever see 2 of the Kerbals. Oh, that is so stupid. Oh my god. I mean, we found the Kerbal. And I guess I'll take a really stupid explanation for how it's possible that the Kerbal is still here and alive over any other more sensible explanation that would mean the Kerbal is dead. Man. It does mean though, so we're gonna have to let out multiple astronauts again just to get our engineer, just so that we can repair the damn wheel on this rover. Sheesh. Yeah, let's just all be glad that you don't get bugs like this in real life space flight. Also think like, oh, someone walked on a docking port. They are now stuck forever in... Oh no. It's Kraken time. Oh no. We had this before in another save. We have no idea what to do about it. It's probably not fixable. So that's bad. Oh my god. I guess I can try loading again. Oh my god. This should have brought up loading prompt. Why did the game freeze instead? Did it crash again? Did the game seriously... Okay, now my head hurts. I don't think it's gonna catch itself again. Oh. Okay. It just took forever to get to the loading screen. Okay. Let's load the regular quick save. This one. This is the one we made before the game crashed, before any potentially weird autosaves or anything. If this is also broken, then the Kraken happened from just starting the game again and then loading it. Yeah. It would be really a shame if the game file is already like so broken that we might literally not be able to play anymore. Because like if we can't do stuff on the lunar surface anymore, that's... Yep, Kraken still here. Although it doesn't seem to be as bad right now. So let's see if we can maybe still do things. That's the wrong fairing. I did not wanna... Oh my god. Yeah, it gets really hard to do anything because everything's just wobbling around so much. That's the right one. I'm not even sure. This might be a Principia related bug because I know we had this before on our last Principia career, and I physically cannot click on this decoupler. Let's find it in the staging somewhere. Found it. And now the rover is just gonna buck the hell out here. Yep. It's buggy. Or I guess it's not a buggy, it's a rover. Ayy. I mean, this has been the most calm descent of the rover down from the rocket that we've ever had. And we're on our back again. But everything's fine because we got a magnetometer to save the day. And swoop. I'm not sure that did it. Oh. There we go. Now, I'm not sure I want to risk getting a Kerbal out while the Kraken is actively attacking. I can't click on the magnetometer again. Oh my god. This is so bad. Okay, let's just try driving. I don't think this is gonna be a good time, but let's try it. We're just glitching around right now, okay. Like we're barely even touching the surface. Oh, the brakes are enabled. Okay, now we can maybe actually move. No, never mind. I'm gonna increase the gravity because I want to know if then we'll be able to drive. Because right now we just keep bouncing. Yep. Having higher gravity actually helps. This is so silly. We also can barely, like, do a turn. Oh. 11 meters per second. The silliness here. The levels of jank and bugs and everything. It's incredible. And somehow we're still driving with a rover with one broken wheel. Even though it kind of like, it physically hurts, like looking at the rover because everything about it is chittering. Like it's been cursed. If that's not a testament to this rover design though, that it still works with Kraken, with like massively increased gravity and a broken wheel at over 13 meters per second, which is like 50 kilometers per hour. $45, something like that. So that's actually a pretty decent speed. Like, I mean, real life lunar rovers were way slower. And I have no idea how far we have to drive. I literally can't even zoom enough to get a good idea. It looks like we're pretty close. Let's see. Ooh, let's do a test. Let's drive in the wrong direction and see how fast the marker moves. It's gonna be one indication for how far away we are. Okay, so it does slowly move. But pretty slowly. But still, we're probably not more than like a couple kilometers away, I would guess. I kinda wanna even try increasing the top speed on the wheels because I think that's a setting. Gear ratio, yep. Totally a setting we can change, although we should change that on all wheels at the same time if we do that. Which means we should probably stop. Although if we just idle, like no power. Okay, let's see. Let's go 22 meters per second. Oh my god. 2.5, 22, and can I get this gear? There we go. Let's see. I also don't actually know what we need to do for the rover contract. Is it just like transmit any science? I have no idea. Also, did we reach the first rover checkpoint? Ooh, yes. We visited the site Alpha. We did one of the 3 locations. We are awesome. And the second one is blinking, which means I think that it's pretty close. I don't know. We'll see. Oh man, we're doing it despite the cracking and everything. Oh yeah, it's super close. I think we drifted past it. Let's brake. Tokyo Drift Lunar Edition. Man, it takes ages to brake even when we're like perpendicular to the direction of travel. And despite having still gravity several times as big. We can barely do a turn. Oh man. This is so broken. But we're still doing it. Because nothing can stop us. Except when the game crashes again. Ooh, come on, we're almost there. It's super close. Oh, time to do full brake again. Man, this is super precise, the location of these rover sites. I guess it doesn't matter much if the game doesn't completely glitch out like this. Oh my god. I'm just trying to turn and I just can't manage. Oh. There we go. Nope. Oh my god. I think we're literally driving circles around our target here. Okay. Can we do a left-hand turn better than a right turn? Okay, I think that's a yes. So let's make left-hand turns from now on instead of right-hand turns. Come on, we practically drove over that. Or do we need to do science or something for it to be valid? Okay, let's do one science. Oh my god. If I can click on this thing, although I don't think the magnetometer works here anyway. Let's do one of you. I click fast run, but it doesn't run. How about TV camera? I can't I can't start it. Maybe it's the Kraken. Oh wait, we need to drive forwards here. Oh my god. Okay, I think at this point, I mean, we've proven the rover, it technically works. We are just... Oh, there you go, the forced run works. Data... I guess then let's see if transmitting data does anything. I have no idea what the chunks of this data are. I'm making progress here. What if we time warp? I hope this wasn't the biggest mistake I could have done. Okay, transmit. I'm not sure it's transmitting. And everything is so much more buggy now. Oh god. I think at this point, we'll just call it successful. And I don't know. I'm not even sure what we can do. Because, yeah, we've encountered this exact problem in the past. And we have no idea what might even fix it. It's possible that it's to do with having, like, several craft on the surface of the moon specifically close to each other. Or it's something like, if you load in on the moon, then you get this Kraken. Which would mean that we could do like single lunar landings and just leaving without saving and stopping there. But it does mean we couldn't do bases, and right now also just, yeah. I don't know. I can't even switch vessels. And I also can't stop dancing. I mean, that's a very frustrating way to wrap the stream up and potentially even this game series. I really wished we could have gotten a bit further than this. We'll look into it. Maybe we'll figure something out. We could still do... We could probably still do, like, solar system exploration, like send probes to most of the planets and moons of all the planets. We could do that. That would also look very pretty. We'll see. But if nothing else, I guess that's it for today. Yeah, I really hate ending it like this. But we just need to look into things at this point. Now, where is it? There we go. Anyone watching who's interested in joining our Discord server where we post like announcements for when we stream and stuff, there's a link in the chat for that. Otherwise, thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll hope to see you again sometime. Bye!